We're starting. All right. Very, very simple logic. So you guys saw the alert last night, what I was looking for, right? Big down close candle, taking out all the failure swings, right? We didn't really have anything after this low. Um, I always kind of just start on the daily time frame, so I saw that we were kind of just sitting inside of this daily fair value gap, staying in the upper portion of this last one, so that's kind of what I wanted to see. And then most importantly, this is kind of where our eyes light up. This is where we should kind of have like a light bulb moment. Why? Because SMT is going to always fund your smart money reversals. So why is this candle very important? Well, not only the SMT, but you can see like I alerted last night, big down close candle, right? These are your highest probability order blocks. Large, thick down close candles. And ideally if this wick was just an entire if this wick was a body, it would be even better because you want the most manipulative, most destructive moves because that tricks other people, right? A lot of people think this is displacement. We're closing below old lows. This is a true breakout here. No, it's not. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for our lower time frame signature. What is that? A change in the state of delivery. So I got this here, right? Sunday opening. We open low. That's very important, right? How do we want the daily or the weekly candle for a bullish candle to be opening? We want it to open low. You can see very small wick. So I'm noting all of these things while I'm looking at the chart. What do we have above? We have failure swings. We have one here. And then of course the most significant too, the external range high. And if we zoom out to the daily time frame, what do we have waiting for us above this high? A daily SIBI, right? Or a bearish fair value gap right here. So we have all these things now acting as a draw on liquidity. We can remove some of this, right? Because obviously this wasn't here yet. So I said overnight that I want price to ideally respect this down close candle and this 4-hour fair value gap. When you're in a bullish environment, ideally you want the upper half of your fair value gap to stay or to be used as support, and then price continue higher. So once I opened the chart this morning, this is what we had. We had all of our short-term draws on liquidity hit during the London session. We have another down close candle that gets closed above. So ideally, in a bullish market, you don't want to see deep retracements. Why do you not want to see deep retracements? You do not want to see deep retracements because you want price to continue to expand. I always talk about lower wick size or the upper wick size. In this case, we're looking at a bullish candle, so we're looking at the lower wick size. A large opposing run, I also said this in the alert, you do not want a large opposing run because that does not support expansion. You can see we have a very small lower wick. That allows the candle body to expand. So in this case, we would ideally want this low to stay intact because it now has rebalanced this inefficiency, and we close above, and we're looking for this down close candle to offer a continuation. So this is your reversal candle. This is your reversal candle. And then now the next down close candle that gets formed, ideally rebalancing inefficiency like here, or running out a short-term low. And you look on the hourly, you can see swing low, and then the lows right before the 4-hour fair value gap. So we zoom back out. Now we have all of our draws. Yes, we have these highs hit, but we know that we could be expecting continuation to the failure swings above and the daily fair value gap there. So even though these are hit, doesn't mean I have a no trade day. All we're doing now is waiting for 9:30. So here's price. You can see a little bit of a deeper retracement. Ideally, you wanted to see price stay in the upper half of this, but that doesn't necessarily matter because this is where you didn't want to see price come back into this lower half of this fair value gap and this 50% of this candle body. And I said last night, I do not want to see price come to the consummate encroachment of this range or the 50%. So this low to this high, I do not want to see price come down to here. Why? Because this is what I mean by a deep retracement. If price would have came all the way down here, this does not support expansion. So that we didn't get that, right? So now we're waiting for another lower time frame signature. So yes, we have all these hit, but we're waiting to see how this candle is. And obviously we're not going to just wait, or you don't have to always wait for 10 a.m. And in this case, I didn't because I already knew that the reversal was put in. So if there is meaningful manipulation during another session, I'm expecting this low to stay intact because I want price to expand at 9:30 ideally. But in this case, today was a little different because our short-term draws got hit, and YM was really the key today. And I know a lot of people don't look at YM. So here would be the 5 a.m. candle, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8, and you can see here is the 9 a.m. candle. So right now it's 10 a.m. So a little bit of a deeper pullback than ideally we wanted, but that still doesn't matter. Our low that I didn't want to see get taken is still intact. And so if we're looking at YM now, this is where I'm talking about the Kraken correlation was. And this also was the pair that had the SMT. You can see here's that Sunday low, or the Monday low, however you want to look at it, was taken on YM, so it's the weaker asset. But same signatures being offered, right? We close above the series of down close candles. So here, validating this series of down close candles as your order block. Same thing. You want to see the 4 hour fair value gap stay intact. And then this is where we had the SMT this morning. And this is where I was expecting the reversal. So I saw that YM took out the highs above, right? But if we look, there's failure swings at the lows. And right off the open, I noticed that price was very heavy on YM. And there was also SMT. There was SMT between these highs here with NASDAQ and ES. So you can see YM takes this high. And then now this would be your validated order block because of the SMT. And we took all of the equal highs. So I saw the order block hold, and then I saw 930 expanding lower. And I saw that the Asia low was taken with midnight price. But now, why is this important? Because YM was the only asset that didn't hit its key level yet. So, and it was also weaker on the higher time frame. So this is allowed. And now we have a confirmation that we're on side. What's our confirmation? SMT. Now all three assets are now starting to get correlated because YM has finally tapped its key level, and we also now have SMT at the Asia lows. So all now I'm looking for is that lower time frame confirmation. Any time frame will work. But what I was looking at was the strongest asset because that's what you want to be taking. And I noticed that we had, like I said, the SMT with Asia lows. And if we were going to stay bearish, because this is that 4 hour fair value gap down here with Asia low, price shouldn't start wicking like this on the lower time frame. And I've talked to you guys about the V-shaped reversals, and you want to see expansion met with expansion when you're anticipating a reversal. So I'm not one to front run this, right? We have a 1 minute inversion here you could have taken, etc. But I do trade order blocks, so I was waiting for this candle closure up here. And I was trusting this, one, because of experience, but also if you would have waited for a 3 or a 5 minute or a 15-minute change in the state of delivery, you would have missed the entire move. And I kind of understood that going into today. And so with the SMT down here, with the Asia lows, with YM, ES also failed to take its Asia low. And then I started kind of seeing these 1 minute wicks, right? So we're getting that V-shaped reversal. And if I continue to play price, this is what I was expecting. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see this lower fair value gap hold here, this upper fair value gap continuing to add support, and we close above this down close candle here. This is not my validated order block, but I wanted to see price hold this, and it did. Once we closed above here, I just entered. My stop loss was at this low here because I don't want to see deep retracements like we talked about. And now, like I said, V-shape reversal, right? V-shape. Expansion. Met with expansion. This is classic smart money reversal. How is this confirmed? The SMT. So that's why I was confident taking this 1 minute SMT today, or the 1 minute change in the state of delivery today. Like I said, entry here, stop loss at the low, or at the candle body here, and ideally it could have been even tighter because this is ideally price wouldn't come back even into this area, but I didn't need to have my stop loss that tight. I was completely confident with price going where I thought it was going to, which would be this high, and then we can get rid of this. If we go to 15 minute, we have all of the failure swings at the highs as well. So you see kind of how price is doing that. We have jagged areas of liquidity, right? We don't have the major swing point. The last major swing point of liquidity is here. But now we understand this doesn't have to be taken because of the SMT. Then we get our lower time frame confirmation, expansion, V-shape expansion. Target was 2R for 5 of my 6 contracts. And then the last one I held for the London High, I believe that was. Yep, London High. We play price. And there we go. And my first area of interest really is I wanted to see price continue to spool through this 930 high. Why is 930 high important? It's your volatility injection. It is your, in quotation marks, news folder for the day, even though we don't have any news. So I want to see price create PD arrays once we go through this high. And then 10 a.m. you can see very small lower wick. 10 a.m. opens and then expands right to our draw. That's exactly what you want to see. That's how I know I was on side. I also knew I was on side because I was getting great feedback after taking out this 930 high. Created a fair value gap through here in the 1 minute, and we continue to go higher. And then last target was smashed right there. There was SMT at low between ES and NQ. No, there was SMT between YM and NASDAQ and ES. YM took Asia low. NASDAQ and ES did not. Did that make any kind of sense? Large and thick, eh? Yep, that's right. Yes. Guys, I try to make my trading as simple as possible. Yes, so YM broke lows, but ES and NQ did not at the bottom. Exactly. Right here, big bro. 4 hour. We can look, the 1 hour is even easier to see. You can see this low here, 23. Monday's low. ES, hourly, 23. Monday's low. YM, hourly, 23. Monday's low. YM took it. Please ask questions, guys, if you have any. And I can go over it a little faster one more time if you guys want. But the whole thing is recorded. So your main strategy is this higher time frame, 1 hour among YM, ES, NQ for SMT, then going into the 1 minute time frame to look for entry. No, it's not that black and white. But kind of. It can never be black and white. Like Kaz, what you're describing is just a pattern. Like the logic and the timing has to be right. No, the SMT doesn't give my bias. The SMT is confirming my bias. On the real, I'm so bad at finding order blocks in real time. Tried watching videos and on YouTube too, still doesn't click. Can you dumb it down for me, please? Yeah, so the easiest way to find them is just down close candles that are like your highest probability order blocks are going to be the ones that are taking significant highs and lows. All a significant high and low is just one that's like a failure swing, right? So like none of this is here. This low is already cleared. This low is cleared. And you can see there is no signature, right? We never closed above. Right? Continue to fail. So what's the next relevant swing low? This one, right? And then if you look to the left, your next relevant swing low wouldn't be here. because this one is too close to this one. Do we kind of understand that? So if this one doesn't offer a reaction, then this has to be your next area of interest. So we have a low. You can see, right? So now this low is taken. And then again, SMT. So now you're anticipating, or you're trying to expect a 4-hour closure here. Because this, if we get a 4-hour closure with the SMT, since it failed to take out this swing low, and it already manipulated this one, price, this low should now be protected until these highs. And then you can see price does exactly that. So now you've found your protected low. How do you draw a fair value gap? See this right here? Here's your low. It's a 3-candle pattern. So here's a low. This is candle number 1, candle number 2, candle number 3. You see the spacing between this candle number 1's low, and candle number 3's low? That's your fair value gap. If there's no space, there's no fair value gap. See how there's no space? So this would be candle number 1. This is candle number 2. This is candle number 3. See how there's no space here in between? The fair value gap will always be on candle number 2. Like, that's where you draw it in. See, if I was to draw in a fair value gap here, there's no fair value gap, right? It's all been filled. So order block is basically figuring out protected lows and highs. Yes, an order block is the safest way to place a stop loss. Is the best way to put a stop loss. Yes, Anthony. It's a protected low because of the SMT. And then, but you don't know it's protected until the 4-hour closure. So that's why trading is all about waiting, right? So this ICT teaches intermediate term lows, short term lows, and I believe it's long term lows or something like that. This here would be your intermediate term low. Not to confuse anybody anymore, but this is good to know because it's good to see in real time. So this low should be protected for a decent amount of time. Why? But you can see how large of a swing it is, right? That's kind of how you'll always be able to tell. And if any of you have ever watched an ICT video, he always talks about smooth edges smooth edges are made to become jagged. This is exactly what he means. So really, like, you can see all these lows are relatively smooth, right? Then you finally get this last run here, and now you can see there's not anything really smooth about any of this liquidity until you get all the way down here again. So this is how you kind of find your intermediate term lows. And then this would be your short term low. And then you can see we're drawing up and towards that liquidity. Yeah, I got you, bro. You just gotta continue to see it. Fair value gap we draw on daily time frame. You can draw a fair value gap on any time frame. But the probability, the lower the time frame you go, the less significant it means. Same thing with your liquidity pools. Your monthly, weekly, and your daily liquidity pools are going to give you your best opportunity. What makes you use the first 1-hour candle that you chose with that long wick as your starting point for the swing low instead of the 3 candles, instead of the 3 candles later? Is it the long wick? Are you saying on the 4-hour? I don't think I was on the 1-hour, was I? Are you talking about this low here? This one right here? No, the original one that you started to the left. This one? Or am I... No, keep going back in time. Wait. Yeah, that one on the left. Um, this one at just May 19th, or this one May 12th? 12th of May. Okay. The only, literally, guys, like, there's no like secret fucking sauce. Like, it's literally just as simple as this low is too close to this low, so that's what makes this one more significant. That's literally the only thing behind it. Like, if we were say, like, you can't tell what the next candle is gonna do, right? Right here. This low is too close to this low, so this is the important one. That's the only thing that's behind it. But you can see what I'm talking about, right? So now this low and this low, again, like if we have some sort of reversal, again, coming back later to take out this previously protected SMT low, we wouldn't anticipate a reaction off of just this low to get taken. We need both of these to get swept here. Just because this one is close to this. That's the only reason. No, it has nothing to do with the length of the wick. It's crazy. I used to go short after a candle like that, but now I see what you mean. Yeah, after a candle like this one? Yeah, that's what I mean. This is the best. These are the best order blocks because they have the most manipulation. And guys, the gem of the entire live stream is expansion met with expansion. What does this candle look like if you were to go into a lower time frame? Expansion or not? Is this an expansion candle in the 4 hour? Yes or no? Yes. Right? Now if we look here, we're starting to be met with expansion, right? What do we have? Again, a V-shaped reversal. And now we're met with more expansion. You see what I'm talking about? It's still confusing as this is a new concept for me. It's alright, LA. Bro, you're new. You're not gonna get it. It took me forever, bro. This is like my second year of learning and understanding ICT's concepts. There should be a fair value gap class. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't do those. But I think it's in there. Alex, I don't even know if you're here, but I don't know if there's a fair value gap class or not. There probably is. Yes, there is. Okay, cool. It's one or two. All right, cool. Yeah, it should be in the recordings. Um, frame your draw liquidity, sell side liquidity. I'm sure one of us will find it, and then I'll at you. And there's a bunch of videos on YouTube, but don't. There's too many clowns on YouTube. I'll have to look for you, LA. I don't know any off the top of my head. I haven't watched any in a while. Do you guys have any other questions? I don't want to keep everybody too long. No problem, LA. I got you, bro. Bro, please don't get discouraged if you're new. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's really not that hard. It's hard because you have to filter through all the garbage before. And yeah, exactly. Like you have to sit in front of it and see it in real time. If you don't sit and watch it in real time, you'll never learn. Any questions? I got you, Tanvir. Many more to come, bro. I hoped I could have helped or clarified or done something for you guys. As long as somebody gets a little something out of any one of these, that's all that matters to me. ICT, fair value gap, smart money, and order blocks are the concepts, right? Well, smart money is just like what he claims as these terms, or yeah, as his teachings. But fair value gaps and order blocks are two of the concepts he teaches. I primarily only trade order blocks because I think they're much better than fair value gaps. Please discuss about order blocks. I'll have to do a whole nother class because I don't want to, we've already been going at this for almost 30 minutes now. I don't want to keep everybody too long. But I got you. I'm telling you guys, this, yeah. Guys, rewatch this and take notes. Otherwise, you will forget. Learn one thing at a time. Get confident. Yeah, that's the best way. NTB spitting. Straight facts. Is there any trading view indicator for order block? No. And you don't want to do that anyways because you'll never learn like that. Or I'm not going to say no. There probably is, but God knows if they're right. And like I said, you do not want to be doing that. It's the same people who ask about indicators for highs and lows and stuff. If you guys are new or not profitable, you guys should not be taking any sort of shortcuts. I still mark out all my highs and lows. The only thing I use is indicators for the midnight price. Just because that's just one less thing I need to be doing. But identify your highs and lows because you want it ingrained in your brain. I got a lot of stuff planned for you guys because it seems like a lot of people are really new. And I'll be able to save you guys a lot of time. I just needed to understand the expansion. That long 4-hour candle could have signaled a short entry, but instead price pushed all the way back up, broke structure, change of character, and that's when they started looking for long entries, correct? Exactly. So the SMT is what is lighting up my eyes, right? That's giving me that light bulb moment. That's making me interested in price. Because now I have all the significant short-term lows cleared out, and now the SMT could be confirming that now I have a buy model becoming present. What is the higher time frame confirmation? The 4-hour change in the state of delivery right here. That's as simple as it gets. Expansion, met with expansion, V-shape reversal, 4-hour order block created, and then once again, more SMT at the lows, confirming that I'm on side, letting time do the thing. I always talk about time, because if time is not aligned with price, price will not do a thing. I got you. You're no step dead. Bull 4-hour chart almost looks like that. Was that like an individual name? So without SMT, you wouldn't have tried it. Not necessarily wouldn't have tried it, but it's pretty much confirming now that what I was looking at is completely right. And even like say there was SMT, but no 4-hour change in the state of delivery, I wouldn't have been interested. It's the combo that's making me interested. Because I don't always need SMT with my trades, but you'll find that every like really high probability trade, there's probably SMT there. I guess everybody has their own definition of high quality, but that for me, a high quality trade is with SMT. Anything else, guys? And we'll do more of these. I've done plenty of these in here before. They're recording on my YouTube channel. They're unlisted, but they're there. Paper hands. Bang! What's your YouTube channel? I'll link it.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my god.
Welcome.
Get out of here. I'll link it and I'll at you, LA. I'll put it in the free trading room. I got you. Well, it's just Rob Trades too. It's just that two, with the 2 at the end. But it should probably just pop up if you just type in Rob Trades. But I'll still at you just in case. All right, guys. Recording will be uploaded right after I end here. I'll add everybody so you guys get the notification for it, whatever. Peace out. Any questions, at me. Always feel free. See you guys. Have a great rest of your day.